Yay, I finally had time to make a new video for, you guys get the idea. No use beating that dead horse now, am I right? Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe, and make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Okay, so with my schedule as hectic as it's been as of late, well, okay, I guess we are beating that dead horse again. I'll try and link that update video I did somewhere in the video or the video description or whatnot. Also, please somebody kill me before my schedule does. I felt it was high time that we talk once again about games that are not PS Vita games that you can actually play on your PS Vita. That being the PSP. Yeah, we haven't talked about that system in a while, so let's remedy that by discussing more great PSP games you can play on your PS Vita, whether it be through the online store or, other unorthodox methods, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's begin. Okay, first game is, and hey, we just have to start off with the true classic here. This is Hot Shots Tennis Get a Grip, because the PSP version is called Get a Grip for some weird reason. I guess they had to name it something else from the PS2 one. And yes, my mind went there. Yeah, a lot of people really love Hot Shots Golf, but I don't hear as many people talking about the Hot Shots Tennis entry in the franchise, which I guess makes sense because it's kind of short-lived when compared to the golf series, which is why I'm bringing it up here today to give it a little bit more notoriety. So for those individuals who have played the original PS2 version, what does the PSP one have to offer you on your Vita this time around? Well, that comes in the form of one of my favorite new features, an actual new story mode for the game. I'm not sure why I had a weird accent when I said that. Choose from several game modes, including the all-new story mode, which puts you on a journey to travel the world and help spread the love of tennis. You'll travel to exciting locations to challenge a variety of characters and inspire former tennis greats to rally around the sport and help you. Interact with other characters to gain knowledge and special items, and even unlock new characters to play with. This game to me hits a nice balance of not too realistic, yet not as over the top as something you might see in, say, a Mario Tennis game. And if that's something that's right up your alley, you'll certainly get a kick out of this one. Well, not so much a kick, maybe a swing, because we're not playing soccer here. That was the other video I made. Okay, so here's a nice little hidden gem on the PSP that you can play on your Vita. Deadhead Fred. Yeah, no doubt you can probably tell that this would be a hidden gem with a name like that. Kind of a forgotten game, and one of which I want to bring to your attention now. You play, of course, as you would expect, Deadhead Fred, who has a dead head for a head, and it's dead. Did I mention this game doesn't take itself too seriously? Deadhead Fred draws players into an original alternative universe as they embark on a quest for vengeance to solve their own murder by using the decapitated heads of enemies to battle through environments designed to showcase each other's heads' unique abilities. So there's a lot of emphasis on that idea here. So you actually use the decapitated head of your fallen enemies as weapons? This game is just brutal, and I love it. You take on the persona of a private detective, Fred Newman. I believe there's an inside joke there. Savagely murdered and then resurrected in a bizarre scientific experiment. Fred is without his memory or his head. The game immerses players in the action with the most revolutionary camera to date, which is probably dated by today's standards because this is an older title. And let me just tell you this, guys, the presentation just oozes style. And the gameplay mechanics, again for its time, with having to use your whole head and the heads of others as weapons, was a pretty unique concept for back in the day. And I guess you could say that this one sorta kinda plays like a beat 'em up in a way. And while I wouldn't go on par here of saying that it's the greatest PSP game of all time, I think it's one that'll definitely kill some time for you if you're looking to play it, on the way to work or whatnot. Just don't go too far into explaining to others, if they ever actually see you playing this game, what it's about, because they won't get it. Heck, I love this game and even I don't get it. Going back to the true classics here, we now have Dragon's Lair to talk about. And if you're an old fart like me who grew up in the arcades back in the day, then this will be no stranger to you. And if you are in fact young, why do you have to be younger than me? I'm bitter. But let's talk about this game anyway. So in this one, you play as Dirk the Daring, who has to save his fair lady Princess Daphne from the clutches of an evil dragon named Singe. Perfect name, I know, right? Basically, what you're looking at here is the first original QuickTime game. A curse word to some, but a beautiful one to others. And heck, just look at the visuals here. This was back in 1983, so something like this was really revolutionary for the time. Now, you don't actually control Dirk the Daring here. As I said, this plays more as a QuickTime event. Why do I get this feeling that everybody's rolling their eyes at me right now? You watch the animation play out, and then during certain parts of the game, you will see yellow flashes on screen that prompt you what to do next, whether you want to go up, down, left, right, or attack. Sometimes it's not always so clear though, because this game is in fact a quarter muncher, or at least what a quarter muncher like this could be considered back in the day. Thankfully though, with newer installments of the game, you now have newer icons that tell you basically what you should do. So the newer versions are a lot more forgiving when it comes to the original, but you will still have that option to play in the old arcade mode if you decide to, and no doubt pull all your hair out in the process. And there's perfectly good reason why people still talk about this series even today, though I don't know, I still wonder, how is it that they got away with some of their art style choices back then and make adolescent James feel very funny? I guess things were a lot more lenient back in 1983, but oh well, still a fantastic game. Tell me something, looking for a bit more bang for your buck here? Well then look no further than SNK Arcade Classics, which features, but is not limited to, Art of Fighting, Baseball Stars 2, Burning Fight, Fatal Fury, King of Fighters 94, King of the Monsters, Last Resort, Magician Lords, Shock Troopers, and you get the idea, I'm gonna run out of breath here. And even though there is way too many games in this collection for me to go into extreme detail on, let me just say this, they play exactly the way you remember them if you were not quite such an old fart from back in the day. And one of my favorite things about this collection is that there's just so much variety. There's sports, there's fighting, there's shooting, there's even more fighting because SNK was kind of just known for their fighters. But you get a lot of different genres here and a lot of bang for your buck. And this compilation features my Shirinu. That's all you really need, right? My pinup poster agrees. So guys, that is just another list of PSP titles that you can download on your PS Vita from the PS Vita store right now. Now of course, just keep in mind that some of these games are dependent on region, so I'm not 100% sure if they'll be available everywhere, but it can give you an idea of what's out there. So I would love to know, what are your game suggestions? What PSP titles do you like playing on your Vita? Be sure to tell me down below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous Patreon and YouTube membership supporters who help make this content possible. So a huge thank you goes out to Cham Plow, Ricardo Martinez, Donut Valley, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Azumara, Pliskin, Buzz Saiyan, Saban Fire, Mazgus, Tasha Monty, Eric DeWitt, Juan M. Hermosillo, That Bro, Kayonko, Hector Gonzalez, Jamie, PSP Guru, Milk Sama, Neo Arashi, Lacerated 87, No Good, Aridri, Franz Hartle, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, Bushin Ryu Cat, Jimmy Gilby, Chris Foxhound, Jonathan Jarrett, Airkick 72, Samai 241, Meshuga 360, Worthorga, Nanius 9, Red X Lillard, Mackie Curry, Shin Snake, Alan Iwazuk, Zakrito, Randy Azadech, Kaori, Michael O'Connor, H-Hitter, Jale, Joseph Shavak, Richard Cruz, PS Vita S, Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Rodrigo Vera, Crazy Cat, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Hado, BG Legends, Clayman Marlarkey, BMF, Skull Shrtugal TCG, Adam Thury, Thomas Cramet, Patnos D, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, and Gutter Drums. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and gaining access to a number of perks, including having your name featured on the end credits of these videos, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. I also have some affiliate links from both Amazon and PlayAsia for anyone who is interested in purchasing something from them. Basically, the way it works is so long as you use one of those links to just access their website, then anything you purchase afterwards, a small commission will go to help support this content at no extra cost to you, the consumer. I also have channel merchandise available, and of course, as always, likes and shares can help equally as much. Oh, and when I said that you can play some of these PSP games on your PS Vita even though you might not be able to access them via the online store, and I mentioned unorthodox methods at the beginning, I think you guys know what I mean. Let's just say that Johnny Depp would probably be involved if he were still working with Disney. Hey, if you know, you know.